In this video, I want to go over the 3 things that I would do, make sure that I do if I were starting a business this year. This is something for all business owners, whether you're a concrete contractor, a fence builder, a roofer, a photographer, a chiropractor, anything like this. These are the 3 things that I would do this year. So let's get started. The number one thing I would do this year as I was starting out a business, or if I already had a business, is to begin building a customer database. Now, you may think, what is a customer database, or why should I even need one? A customer database is a way of keeping track of your customers, but it's also a very powerful tool in re-engaging past customers. Too many business owners get kind of stuck in the mindset of looking for new customers. But the easiest customer to convert is a customer that you've had in the past who is happy with your service. And they would probably hire you again or buy a product from you again or whatever it is your business is about if they were presented with a new offer, because they know they were satisfied with you before. You provided great service, you provided a great product, and they were very happy. And so now when presented with something again, they are more likely to re-engage with you. We call this a database reactivation. We take your existing customer database and reactivate those customers to become paying customers again. In the system I use, it's called High Level. We can capture customer information. It's not just about capturing information, but it's also about, there's just so many things that this does. So I don't want to blow your mind. But the biggest thing is that database reactivation. But if you're not capturing customer data, then you're losing it. You know, who was your customer 6 months ago? Like, I don't remember, right? And a system like this is called a CRM, Customer Relations Management Software, or something like that. You can do a number of things. You can communicate with your client, like here, whether it's email, whether it's text, whether it's through your Google Business Profile, whether it's through your website, a bunch of different ways. It keeps all those conversations in chronological order with that one person. It also does automation. This is something that's super huge, especially if you are kind of, let's say, just like a higher ticket item kind of person, like a concrete contractor. This system has a missed call text back feature, which means if you're busy on the job and somebody calls you to line up a time for a quote or something like that and you don't answer the phone, guess what they're going to do? They're going to go to the second number on their list and they're going to call them. And if they answer, they're going to set up a schedule and off they go. And you may have missed out on a $10,000 or $20,000 job just because you didn't answer the phone. This system has an automated follow-up sequence that if you don't answer the phone within like a minute, it will text them and say, hey, like, sorry, I missed your call. Is there something I can do for you? You can make it say whatever you want, but it'll begin to engage them in a conversation. So they're like, okay, I'm talking to somebody who can help me. And so they're much more likely to stay engaged. It also does scheduling. I talked about the database reactivation, and it just does a ton more that I'm not even going to go into. But this is one thing that I would start off with, because before too long, months are going to go by and you're not going to remember who your first few customers are unless you start collecting that information now. So that's the number one thing I would do this year, is to have a customer database, begin building and using a customer database or a CRM system. If you want to know more about that, I have a link down below in the comments. You can set up a demo call with me and I'll be glad to click through all the stuff and go through it with you and show you the awesome power of this system and how great it is, and honestly how easy it is to use. So number 2 is I would have a Google Business Profile. A Google Business Profile is super huge for 2 things. First off, it actually is best for gaining credibility, and that is by way of collecting reviews. And the other thing is it can actually help you get noticed so people actually call you. And now there's a lot more to that, and I'm not going to go into it in great detail, but let me show you something on the internet about customer behavior and how they find people to hire or to a product they're looking for, whatever it may be. Let me show you that. So when people go to the internet, and I'll just keep using the example of concrete contractor. Again, this applies to concrete, fences, roofs, chiropractors, photographers, you name it, it applies. Right? So somebody's looking for a service provider, or maybe they're looking for a product, but we'll stick with service providers. And let's say they're looking for a concrete contractor in San Antonio, Texas. Everybody that searches is going to be presented with this same basic thing. There's going to be up here at the top, there's going to be, these are ads. People have paid to put themselves there. And my experience is Google ads are okay. There's better ways and better things to do. And then they're presented with 3 or 4 businesses right here. And in the marketing world, we call this the map pack. Now, this is the map pack of Google Business Profiles. These right here are Google Business Profiles. You see you get the top 3. And they are made, these are not websites. So if you notice, they all have, there's their website, there's this guy's website, there's this guy's website, right? Having a website does not get you listed right here, right? It's a completely different thing. The cool thing is, if you want to do it yourself, you can set one of these up for free. I'll do another video on that. When it's posted, I will link it down below as well. Say how to set up your own Google Business Profile. And you can see if you click in here, you'll get more and more, right? There's lists, there's hundreds of them, right? So the challenge is like making a Google Business Profile for concrete contracting in San Antonio, Texas today is not going to put you in one of these magical top 3 spots. But what you can do is immediately start collecting reviews, right? You see 118 reviews, 54 reviews, 109 reviews, right? Those are a lot of reviews, and there's more to what gets you on those top 3. But let's scroll way down here. Let's take this guy, Texas Pride. I don't know him at all. He's got 12 reviews, and you click in here, and you go to reviews, and you kind of go, what are people saying? If you're looking for someone who's professional, experienced with the right tools, good job, right? I would highly recommend Texas Pride Concrete Fence, and they're putting pictures of their work in there, right? This is perfect. When I send an email to a client, one of the things I like to do is include either in my signature at the bottom, or I put it as the very first thing. I say like, hey, John, nice talking to you today. If you want to see what people are saying about my work, here's a link to my Google review. And I send them a link directly to like this page that shows my company and my reviews. The link I send them is actually going to be more on a screen like this so that they will see only my business and that they will see the reviews and then they'll be like, okay, this guy's a trustworthy guy. I'm going to keep moving forward with him. So that is like the short-term value of a Google Business Profile. And having that, you can begin to build credibility with potential customers because they start to see the reviews that past customers get. Oh, you want to see another neat thing, or I'll just tell you about another neat thing. Remember that CRM system I talked about? You can actually set it up to automatically ask clients for reviews after you've completed the job with them. And so that's a great way to automatically be asking people for reviews, and they keep leaving you good reviews, and you build up that review list. All it takes is 5-10 reviews for people to say, okay, this is somebody that I can trust, somebody that I can rely on to do a great job, even if you're not ranking in the top 10. And the final thing I would do if I was starting a business today, or if I had a business and I didn't have this yet, is get a website. Now, I know a lot of website designers are like, yeah, you need a website and all this kind of stuff, and it's going to make your business explode. The truth is, maybe not. There's a lot more to it. I'll do a whole nother video on SEO. SEO is search engine optimization. That's the kind of stuff that gets you on that screen I showed you a minute ago, that gets you, ranking up here at the top or in this area. These, as a matter of fact, right here are websites, right? All this section down here is websites about concrete contracting in San Antonio, Texas, right? And so if you are in San Antonio, you're looking for concrete, right? These are who you're going to see. You're going to see Iron Rock Concrete, San Antonio Concrete. You're going to see Yelp, Better Business Bureau, right? And I'm not going to go into SEO, but I'll do another video on that. And again, when it's ready, I will link it below. But SEO is how you get ranked, search engine optimization. Basically, you're optimizing your website or your Google business profile. Remember, they're separate, for the words concrete contractor in San Antonio, Texas, right? Because then what you want is when somebody searches for this term, you want your business to come up in these top 3, and you want it to come up in these top 4 or 5 websites, because that's who's going to call, right? Now, putting SEO aside, why do you need a website? At a minimum, really, a one-page website. A one-page website that has your information, your business name, if it's a contractor type service like concrete or whatever, your license, the fact that you're insured and all that kind of stuff, because again, that gives people confidence. A way to contact you. Oh, you want to hear another great thing that ties back to number 1 about having that database? You can have a form on your website that says, hey, are you looking for more information about concrete? And people fill that out. And when they fill it out, it automatically adds them to your database and automatically begins to follow up with them. That's another thing in business, is that sometimes, and I'm sure you've experienced this, people will call you and they'll say they're interested in getting a quote, and then they'll kind of ghost you for a while. Right? And then a lot of times you'll just let them go. It's like, well, if they're not that interested, I guess whatever. The thing is, people's lives are busy and they just forget. They want to get that done, but they also get busy. I've been wanting to get my driveway extended here at our house for the last 3 months. Right? We've called a guy. We called a guy. He came out. He did an assessment. He came out a second time and did a further assessment, and he gave us a quote. Guess what? I haven't done it yet. Guess what? He hasn't called me back either. Now, if he would have called me back, I've been busy. I've been traveling. I've been all over the country, Christmas with the family. If he would have called me or texted me, I would have told him, yeah, go ahead and do it while we're out of town. But he hasn't, so I didn't. Right? So this follow-up process, people's lives get busy just like your life gets busy. But what if you could automate that in a way that's not robotic or anything? It's just like, hey, here's a friendly text reminder. You called us a couple of weeks ago and said you were interested in this, and we gave you a quote. Are you taken care of, or are you still interested in having the work done? And it just re-engages them and gets them back on the road to becoming a customer of yours, which is ultimately what you want. If you want to thrive in this year, then you need more customers, right? Absolutely. The other thing the website does is gives you another layer of authenticity, of credibility, of like you're actually, no kidding, a real business. And again, you don't have to get too worked up. I know a lot of people they want their website to look good, and I get that. You do want your website to look good, right? But looking good and being on page 40 of the Google search results, it's like if no one's going to see it, it doesn't really matter. The first step of your website is being like a business card. Like, you still may have business cards, but on there you have your website, and on there they can see, better pictures of your work. Pictures say a lot. Pictures have some effect on SEO, but you also need other things. So again, I don't want to get into SEO. It's a whole other topic. But having a website shows that you're a real legitimate business and encourages people to want to call you. So the 3 things that we talked about. Number 1, customer database. Begin building a customer database, and then have a method in place for being able to reactivate that database. Have a Google business profile. Have that thing set up. You can set it up for free. I'll have a video link below to show you how to do that. And even that Google business profile, people can message you in that. Guess what? You can connect that to your customer database as well, so you capture that information. And number 3 is to have a website, some kind of website, a decent looking website, but it doesn't have to look like a circus. Like, it doesn't have to look like the most fabulous thing you've ever seen in your whole life. Just make sure it looks clean and it looks professional, because again, if you're a concrete contractor, people aren't hiring you for your website design capabilities. They're hiring you because they're looking for somebody that they can trust to do concrete work. And does your website show that? Does your Google business profile and your reviews show that? Oh, I almost forgot the best thing. So make sure, and if you want a free guide on how to get Google business reviews, 5-star Google reviews, the legitimate way, then just go to Go to freeultimateguide.com, freeultimateguide.com. If you do, it'll bring you this little form. It'll show you an example, real life example of 5-star reviews that I've gotten for businesses. And you just fill in your name and your email address, and it'll send you the guide automatically through my customer database system. And it will send you that guide right away, and you can use that to start collecting 5-star reviews. Listen, I hope this video was helpful for you. If you've got any questions, another thing that's going to be in the link below is a link to my calendar. If you would like to discuss any of this, that will be a discovery call, or if you want a demo of the database system, the customer relations management software, I'd love to show that to you. It's a great, great tool. And so just click below and check those out, and we'll see you around on the next video. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.